Hello and welcome to the Hlspwns World YouTube channel. Yes, I've been hidden away playing and testing Dirt Rally 2, or should I say Dirt Rally Deja Vu. Yes, this is the successor to the 2015 Dirt Rally, more sim racing title. And what my plan of this video is to enlighten you all, give you all my first impression stroke mini review. And I'm going to say that because anything could change thus forth to the release on the 27th, and I'm really hoping that Codemasters does bring out a day one patch, because at the minute there are a lot of things that in my humble opinion need improving, because Dirt Rally 2 at the moment is a rough diamond and it really does need polishing. Now when I say that, I don't mean it's released with terrible bugs and it's not working. It's just that a lot of the things I thought Codemasters would have really improved and worked on from the last Dirt title don't seem to have come to fruition. Dirt Rally 2 seems to be that what was bad in Dirt Rally is now better, and what was really good in Dirt Rally is now not as good or not implemented. So let's start with the graphics. The graphics have been somewhat improved over Dirt Rally, but they've got a weird ambience to them. They sort of look like a funny oil painting to me, and when you look at the co-drivers and the people's faces, they just certainly look like the 2015 graphics with just a bit of shine put on. And I'm playing this on my RTX 2080 Ti, and at 1080p I've got all settings on Ultra. Later in the year, when I do get some technology to push higher resolutions, I'm pretty sure I could do Ultra at 1440p and hopefully at 4K. So the replays look fantastic, a whole lot better. And what's a real shame, and what I've noticed, they seem to look a lot brighter and a lot more colourful, and recording in OBS Studio has lost some of that tinge, and I'm sure YouTube compression will not make it look as good as it does in real life. Moving on to the audio, I've got to be honest, I found this slightly underwhelming. I wouldn't say disappointing, more underwhelming. I find that the engine noise just drowns out everything else, and when you're racing in cockpit view, that's all you pretty much seem to hear is the engine. Now, having driven quite a few rally prepared cars on real off-road stages, I can tell you now that they clang and bang and clank as loud as any rally car I've ever been in. You can really hear grit and stones and dirt and all the bits smashing off the car, off the inside of the bodywork, and it's something you notice. Now when you play Dirt Rally 2, you hear the car, you hear a bit of gravel noise now and again, but you don't get none of that. In a game like this, sound or audio is what makes a whole lot of the immersion, and I really hope this is something that they can improve upon. Okay, moving on to the elephant in the room is the physics and car handling. This is something that I was really hoping that Dirt Rally 2 would massively improve on over Dirt Rally. Unfortunately, it seems like there's been mild improvements and mild tweaks, but this certainly feels like this isn't finished. And sometimes there's moments of sheer brilliance, and then other times moments of sheer frustration. So Dirt Rally 2 brings in deforming surfaces, and when other cars have already run, there are ruts and that on the course. But the problem is the force feedback doesn't always communicate this back to you, and the force feedback communication over varying surfaces is somewhat vague, to say to the least, and that's the whole problem. For it have a brilliant simulator and brilliant physics, you need to feel everything through the wheel, and at times, especially on the tarmac, you don't get that communication coming back to you. The tarmac is the worst part of Dirt Rally, and the issue is that you don't feel any part of the road. It just feels like the car is gliding along. As you speed through corners, you do get the wheel load up slightly, but the force feedback on tarmac is very, very weak. You don't feel any bumps or anything in the surface unless you go slightly off track or hit something. And that is the weird thing. At times, the force feedback communicates very well as to the wheels, the position, the surface that you're on. And then at other times it's dead and null, and this is a big problem. Another issue I have with the car handling is that as you transfer between different surfaces, the grip levels are not consistent. I'll give you an example. If you've just come off a very muddy terrain and you move onto tarmac or cobbles, you are warned that it's going to be very slippy. There is no progressive slip, and when the car breaks loose it snaps instantly, and 9 times out of 10 you can't actually catch the spin. You go round and you've spun. It's almost like snap oversteer. With the improved way the cars are in Dirt Rally 2, you should, for example, be able to drive a rear drive car on the throttle, teetering on that edge of the back stepping out, but unfortunately as you push harder on the rear you don't quite know when it's going to break loose, and when you do transition between the surfaces at times it's just like the car's hit ice and it skids off, and I find this really, really frustrating. In Dirt Rally 2 the cars do have more of a feeling of weight to them. And initially, when you first drive the first cars within the game, you think it's massively improved. And there is an absolute difference between front wheel drive, rear wheel drive and all wheel drive. But as you transition and start using more and more cars, you can see that they're very much all based on the same model for their drivetrain. And where you thought there was massive differences between the cars, you begin to realise they're all very much similar and all seem to be using the same basic model. Another thing I want to bring to your attention is how the cars deform when you crash, and something that I've noticed about Dirt Rally 2, whatever car you're driving, after you've had a slight mishap and you have some deformation to the body, they almost all end up looking exactly the same. It's as if the damage model on each car has been modelled all the same for the damage. It's really, really odd, and I suppose it is what it is, but it doesn't seem right. To be fair, I've only really scratched the surface, but the question on everyone's lips, is it worth getting Dirt Rally 2? Well, if you're a fan of the Dirt series, then I'd say absolutely yes. Things do need improving, and hopefully over time they will be improved. Content is still light at the moment, but there are season passes and more content coming. And I must say, currently everything looks a bit autumnish, and it's almost like we're going to go through Forza Horizon seasons, but I may be wrong on that. Definitely worth trying out, and definitely, hopefully, things will be improved in the future. Thanks for watching my video. If you like this and if it was helpful to you, please subscribe to the channel. Please give the video a like and put on that notification bell for more videos coming your way. Thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon in the next one.